You're not stuck. You're choosing this. That's the truth most people avoid, because the second you admit that, the excuses start falling apart. And people love excuses. They love saying life is unfair. They love saying the timing is bad. They love saying they're waiting for the right moment. They love saying they need more confidence, more energy, more motivation. But most of the time, that's not the real problem. The real problem is choice, daily choice, quiet choice, the kind of choice that doesn't feel dramatic enough to notice. That's how people end up trapped. Not in one big moment, not because of one disaster, not because life suddenly pinned them down and never let go. They get trapped through repetition. They wake up and repeat the same routine. They think the same thoughts. They protect the same comfort. They avoid the same pressure. They delay the same move. They make the same weak decision again and again and again. Then one day, they look at their life and say, they feel stuck. But they're not stuck. They're just buried under their own pattern. That's different because stuck sounds powerless. A pattern means something else. A pattern means you've been practicing the same life every day. You've been training yourself to stay where you are. Every time you choose distraction over focus, you reinforce it. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you reinforce it. Every time you say tomorrow instead of today, you reinforce it. Every time you avoid the hard thing because it feels easier to wait, you reinforce it. And the reason it's dangerous is because it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels harmless. It feels like one more lazy morning, one more wasted hour, one more delay, one more excuse, one more day where nothing really happens. That's how it gets you. Because failure rarely shows up looking like failure. Most of the time, it shows up looking like comfort. It shows up looking like safety. It shows up looking like rest. It shows up looking like I'll do it later. It shows up looking like I'm just not ready yet. It shows up looking like now isn't the time. And people believe it because it sounds reasonable. That's why they stay the same for years. Not because they have no potential, not because they're incapable, not because there's some hidden force holding them in place, because the pattern feels normal. And once something feels normal, people stop questioning it. They defend it, they protect it, they build their identity around it. Then they wonder why life never changes. But life responds to what you repeat, and right now, you're repeating the same life. Because once you admit it's a choice, everything changes. Now it's on you. Now it's your responsibility. And that's the part most people don't want, because responsibility removes the illusion. It removes the idea that something external is holding you back. It forces you to look directly at your habits, your actions, your patterns, and ask a simple question. Is what I'm doing every day actually moving me forward, or am I just staying where it's comfortable? That question alone exposes everything, because most people already know the answer. They just don't want to face it. They know they're wasting time. They know they're avoiding effort. They know they're choosing easy over effective. They know they're delaying things that matter. But they keep doing it because change is uncomfortable. Change requires action before motivation. Change requires effort before results. Change requires discipline when you don't feel like it. And that's where most people stop. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they feel motivated. They wait until it feels right. But it never does. Because growth doesn't feel natural at first. It feels forced. It feels uncomfortable. It feels unfamiliar. That's the price. And most people won't pay it. So they stay in the same loop, same habits, same excuses, same outcomes, and they call it being stuck. But now you know better. Now you can see the pattern. Now you can see that it's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about timing. It's about what you do consistently, what you tolerate, what you repeat. That's what builds your life. Not what you say you want, not what you plan, not what you think about late at night, what you actually do every day. That's the difference. And once you see that, you don't get to pretend anymore. You don't get to say you're stuck because now you know it's a decision. a series of small decisions stacking on top of each other. So now there are only two options. You keep choosing the same pattern, or you break it. You do the hard thing. You take the uncomfortable step. You move before you feel ready, because that's what creates change. Not waiting, not thinking, not hoping, doing. And once you start doing differently, everything starts changing. Slow at first, then all at once. But it only starts when you stop lying to yourself. You're not stuck, you're choosing, so choose better.